One church in our region is holding a wedding open day next Saturday to encourage couples to see their local church as a real option for their wedding. Wayne went along to St Nicholas Church in Halewood to see what they have to offer couples, and he spoke to the rector, Alan Jewell.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married.
Alan, it's really good to be here in this church. I've never been in here before. It's a very attractive place in a very attractive setting. You wouldn't think you were so close to a city centre being out here in a beautiful building. You can see why it's so attractive for people to get married here.
Yes, I mean, we have people who come to St Nicholas's who remember when Halewood was, a little village out in the country, really, and they used to come out on Sunday school outings. I mean, we're part of the city of Liverpool now, really, although we're in Knowsley, but we still have some of the kind of village feel. Certainly once you come to the church, people still call this area of the parish Halewood Village, and so it still retains some of that charm and some of that interest of a village church.
And you've actually reordered the inside of the church. One reason for doing that is to make it more attractive for weddings.
We've done exactly that, yes. We found that although people love their traditional church buildings, actually our layout wasn't very helpful, particularly for brides coming down the aisle. They've looked forward to their big day and they've planned it, and they didn't realise that when they came to us, their father or whoever was giving them away had to walk in front of them because the aisles weren't wide enough to actually make a grand entrance, which I think many brides want to do. And so we took that into account when we did our reordering, and we now have a rather splendid big central aisle with a nice red carpet, so that when the bride makes her entrance, it'll be hopefully everything she's dreamed of.
You're having this open day on Saturday. What will people be able to experience and see when they come here?
Well, when they come to church, they will find out what we look like, because many people, even those who book weddings with us, perhaps don't remember what the church is like, or perhaps may even never have been here. So they'll be able to see the church, and we're holding it on a Saturday afternoon, which is quite often when weddings take place, so that they will get a sense of, if they did book the wedding with us, this is what it would be like. So when they come in, they'll be greeted. The first ones here will get a glass of Bucks Fizz. Till that runs out, we'll have to see how far that goes. But we're going to greet them, welcome them. They'll be able to meet some of the people who are involved with weddings, including our musicians, the clergy who will be taking services, our church wardens and verger and so on. So that if they want to know anything about getting married in church, there'll be somebody here that they can talk to.
Are you going to have a bride and groom here as well?
Well, we're going to have something like that. I think we're going to get a couple of tailor's dummies, a couple of mannequins with a wedding dress and a suit on at the front, so that as you come in at the back, you'll see what it will look like on your wedding day. We're also going to borrow some wedding dresses from couples, many of whom were married here 10, 20 and 30 years ago. And we're going to put those with photographs from their wedding albums to sort of give an idea of that weddings have been going on here for decades, and to give an idea that you could be part of that.
Today's the day. We'll say I do.
There's so many different places you can get married these days. It's a competitive marketplace, I suppose, that you're entering into. What is the value of a church wedding as far as you're concerned?
Well, we're aware of that. We know that, in years gone by, you just had a straightforward choice. Register office, which was suitable for some people, or church, which was suitable for others. But now the choices are almost endless. And so we realise that we've got to make people know that we're available. And so what you get in a church wedding, well, there are all sorts of things. Things that appeal to people. One would be the building itself. Lovely for photographs, and actually makes a very nice venue for a wedding. There's also the sense that this building has been part of its community for many years, and so you'd be part of that. It's not something that you go off and do privately on your own, which you could go to Las Vegas and get married, just the two of you. But here you're part of a community, part of a history, and also this is a building where people have met to worship God and to pray for many years, and we think that does something to the place, so that on your wedding day you begin your marriage in a context where people are praying for you on the day, but where also people have been praying for many years.
Do you think there is a special value in a Christian wedding, in a wedding in the presence of God? Is that how you'd put it?
I think there is, and I think partly because getting married is one of the most profound, fundamental things that people do, and finding yourself doing that is a very, it's a time when people ask a lot of questions, I think, about who they are, what they want from life, what they want from their future. and as they find themselves standing next to the person they've decided to share all that with, I think that's a good moment for people to stop and pause and say, well, you know, why am I here? What am I doing? And we then can say to them that it is God's purpose for us that we love one another. The marriage service says God is love, and those who live in love live in God, and God lives in them. And so marriage is a perfect time to think about those sorts of things. Who am I? Who is God? And what does God mean to me? And what do I mean to him?
Going to the chapel and gonna get married.
I suppose the question in my mind about why you would want to encourage more weddings. I hear some vicars, to be honest, complaining that, you know, I've got 2 weddings, 3 weddings to do this weekend, and almost as if it was an inconvenience. But here you are as a parish and as a rector saying we want more weddings here, more work, more inconvenience, you know, all that kind of thing. Why would you want to get more weddings here?
Well, actually, when couples do book weddings, I quite often tell them what a nuisance it is, because I'd rather stay in bed on a Saturday. But these days, I guess in the past, churches like ours were overflowing with weddings. But in all of 2008, there were only 6 weddings. So that's only 6 Saturdays when I have to get out of bed or, you know, not stay in and watch the telly. So I don't mind the work. But actually, we think that it's one of the ways in which, as a church, we meet our community, our parish. The Church of England has always said that we exist not just for the regular worshippers, but we're here for our parish, we're here for our community. And it is on your wedding day. That's one of the days when traditionally people have come to the church. They may not be regular worshippers, they may not be believing Christians, but actually it is a moment when we can meet them. And I think we've got something to offer that they won't find anywhere else.
That sounds like it's going to be a really good event. Just remind us again where, when and what it is.
Well, we're doing it on the 28th of February. My original idea, which I thought was brilliant, was to do it on Valentine's Day. But it turns out some people have plans for Valentine's Day. So this is how we're doing it. We're doing it a fortnight after Valentine's Day, the 28th of February, so that if you get proposed to on Valentine's Day, you can come to us a fortnight later and book the wedding. So we'll be here on Saturday, the 28th of February, from 12 noon till about 4 o'clock. And the church is open for anybody who wants to come and visit.
Alan Jewell, thank you very much. Thank you.
That was Alan Jewell. I was quite interested there when he was very honest about wanting to stay in bed on a Saturday morning. But who wouldn't? Why not? Alan Jewell from St Nicholas Church in Halewood, and they're holding their wedding open day on Saturday next week, the 28th.